Hey Virgo, it's Suzanne here to do your 2020 forecast. Sorry it's taken me a while to get all of these done. They are longer readings and yeah, just took me a little longer than I thought, but here we go. We're ready to see what's going on for you with 2020. All right, so I'm using the Wild Unknown deck, Wild Unknown Tarot here, and I'm also using my deck, Sunny Forest Tarot. Everything has been pre-shuffled. All right, so the way we're doing this is I'm breaking it into 3 sections, the first part of the year, the second part of the year, and the third part of the year. So this deck, we will do the first part of the year and the third part of the year. And my deck will be for the second part of the year. Then if need be, I will use my deck, Sunny Forest Tarot, Soulmate, Blocks, and Flow. So if we see a challenging area, we're going to pull from that deck. All right, let's see what we got for Virgo. Starting off, whoops, we have the 6 of Cups. Okay, so something might have happened at the end of last year, I feel like. Somebody that, you know, maybe you were thinking about, somebody that might have briefly touched your life, or somebody that was in your life for a long period of time in the past has either resurfaced, or you are getting the feeling that something is coming back your way with this person. You know, 6 of Cups is a soulmate energy, so you could consider this person a soulmate, or the one that got away, so to speak, that type of thing. This could be happening right now. This card represents January. So I feel like this is something that you're thinking about right now. Something that you're either wondering about, somebody that you're wondering about. It's just in your energy. You know, where you're at with it right now, whether you're talking to this person or not yet, we don't quite know. Well, you know, but I don't quite know yet. All right, so let's see. All right, so we have the Chariot, card of Cancer. So this person might be a Cancer. The Chariot, you know, when we're talking about this situation, the Chariot is about moving forward. So you're thinking about moving forward with somebody that crossed your path in the past. It could have been all the way back to childhood. This could be somebody that, you know, resurfaced on, you know, on Facebook, or, you know, on social media, or suddenly, you know, is back in your energy somehow in your life, whether it's just in your thoughts or they're physically around you again. But the Chariot says that that you want to move. You want to move with your heart. You want to go towards what your heart wants, because the Chariot, can be going in the path of what your head is telling you to do or what your heart is telling you to do. And this could be your head and your heart telling you this for some of you. But you might be, struggling or having some minor conflict about what to do. I don't feel like this is 100% clear for some of you, but I feel like there's a push to want to follow your heart with this. Okay? And then we have Judgment. You can't write this. Judgment is a rebirth or a reconciliation. So that gives a little bit more, clarity on this. It feels like this, this soulmate of the past is somebody that you probably did have a significant connection with, whether it went as far as an actual relationship. That might be true for some and not true for others, but it was significant enough where you remember this person, where you have thought about this person, over the months or years or however long it's been. I feel for some it's been a long time. But then we have Judgment. When does this come in? Around March. So this reconciliation or rebirth of a past connection, it feels like is happening potentially around March for you. And that tells me with the Chariot that there's a high likelihood that you are going to follow your heart towards whatever this soulmate connection is for you. So far, looking very nice. What do we have here? Four of Swords. So, I feel like there's probably a meeting or a date or some type of get together that happens in March, which is pretty impactful for you. Okay. And I want to get a clarifier for Judgment. It feels pretty significant. 10 of Cups. So it is significant. Okay, whatever this meeting, date, trip, whatever it is that leads you back where you're sitting in front of this person again, it reminds you of something that was truly emotionally fulfilling for you in some way. It's like seeing and hearing, seeing this person, hearing their voice again, seeing them smile or laugh again, really just triggers something in you and in them too. All right, which leads you to the Four of Swords. This feels like heavy thought on your part. Like this was the initial meeting after following your heart. And there's a lot to think about now. Let's clarify this too. Whoops. Okay, so we have the Devil. So that's the card of Capricorn. So this might be a Capricorn that you're thinking about here. Or there's something that feels, if you guys left on bad terms or, there were challenges in the relationship or connection before, it feels like that's what you're thinking about. Like, will these same challenges surface again? Well, think about it this way. Are you the same person now as you were when you were with that person? Chances are you probably aren't. So chances are they probably have grown and changed as well. And I feel like you saw that because in this meeting, this feeling of 10 of Cups wouldn't have shown up so readily like that if you didn't sense a change in this person. Okay? But you are thinking about potentially what the challenges were, what the potentially addictive qualities of this person might have been, what toxic behaviors there might have been, what codependencies there might have been between the two of you. You are thinking about that. All right. So let's move on here. All right. So we're getting into May. And then we have the Chariot again. Okay. So after you have thought about this, all right, you are choosing to follow your heart anyway. That's what it says. Okay. And then we have the Eight of Cups. All right, so the Eight of Cups really, yes, it's somebody walking away. However, like I always say, no matter who this person is walking away from, they're also walking towards something. So this could be somebody, one of the two of you walking away from each other, or it could be you could be walking away from something else that is preventing the two of you from being together. One or the other. Let's clarify that Eight of Cups because that seems kind of out of left field. And then we have the Queen of Cups. So one of the two of you could be walking away from a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, or, I want to get one more card here. Look at this. All right, so we have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. That's unusual for that to happen like that. That almost feels like, whenever two counterparts show up, we're talking about, that confirms the two of you are probably soulmates, whether you're obviously not a water sign, but this is a very loving connection. And it's like you're both looking at walking away from this potentially so you can walk right back towards it. There might be a temporary separation here, okay? But I don't feel it's because there isn't love here. All right? Let's see. Look at that. Two of Swords. Now, I just said it's not because there isn't love here. And Two of Swords is somebody feels, I feel a little more hurt with this, even though you both are aware of what the situation is. Somebody's a little more hurt here. Somebody's blocking their heart because of this, even though I feel like they agreed to this mutual departure for a minute. They're going to have the tendency to block themselves off, block their heart. Yeah, Ten of Swords. Okay, so it gets progressively worse here. Possibly for you, you might feel betrayed, okay? And let's see. All right, so we got someone afraid to speak up. So what's causing this feeling of betrayal, I feel almost is a miscommunication. And I already felt that, okay? I feel like somebody's overreacting here. You know, and shutting off, shutting down, afraid to speak up, you know, and then because no, you know, and it could be you, okay? If you don't speak about it, or if you agreed to something that you didn't want to agree to, it almost like starts this, you know, snowball rolling down the hill, and suddenly you're feeling betrayed by this person when you agreed to something, agreed to a temporary separation for whatever reason, maybe so this person could clean up their life in some way, or so somebody could end something else. But I feel like you agreed to it, because we've got King of Cups and Queen of Cups here over this Eight of Cups. So you might have been the one that might have been uncomfortable speaking up about this, and suddenly you're feeling betrayed over it. All right, so then we have Nine of Cups to follow. So this is around September. This is around July, August. And I got to tell you, this is the area in practically every one of these readings, July, August. I gotta check astrology charts as to what's going on in July or August, because that seems like a very challenging time of year for a lot of people. But anyways, we have the Nine of Cups here, which is your wish is going to be fulfilled. And I feel like you know it here, but for some reason you get in your head here, creating some type of story that, you know, is probably not true. But there's a lack of communication during this time. And then we've got the Nine of Cups, wishes fulfilled. And then we have the Moon, card of Pisces. You definitely could be dealing with a water sign here for sure. We have Cancer twice. You know, we've got all water signs here. Pisces here. We do have Capricorn here. But this row right here, heavy, heavy water signs. So the Moon can be the card of fear, right? So there's something that, you know, you might be fearful of, or you might feel is hidden from you. So let's get some clarity on that card right there. And then we have the Eight of Swords. Yeah, you're doing this to yourself. This is, you know, because you don't have complete clarity on the situation, all right? You are in this Eight of Swords, stuck in your head, you know, feeling like you're unable to move, you know, and, you know, it falls underneath this here, which is interesting. So there might still be a separation here. I want to clarify this Nine of Cups now, because High Priestess. Okay. So you have a good intuition around September that you are going to get your wish fulfilled. There might have been a small conversation or text or something giving you a little bit of reassurance in September, but then here we move into October and you're in this fear state again, feeling stuck. Whoops. And then Seven of Pentacles, complete contemplation. You know, this is one of the cards, one of the Pentacles cards, which should almost be a Swords card, because that's exactly what it is. You're asking yourself in November, like, is this worth it? You know, everything that happened throughout this year, you're asking yourself, was it worth it? You know, what is the next step here? You know, how long am I going to wait for this person? You know, whether it's to separate from somebody else, or get their act together, whatever it is, you're asking yourself that, like, how long am I going to put up with this? And then in December, we're in the Two of Pentacles energy. So this is pretty telling that either you or somebody else are juggling a decision as to whether or not you want to move this forward. Let's clarify that. Look at that star. You know, and I'm feeling it throughout this whole reading that, like, everything you want, that both of you want, it's like it's right here. It's like you're both preventing yourselves from doing some, what I feel are small changes in order to, you know, have this star, you know, your heart's desire. It's like, you know, Two of Pentacles normally is about juggling something that you don't truly know what the decision is. But in this case, I feel like you do. You know the decision that you want to make. You know the decision, Chariot, that your heart wants. So I feel like this Two of Pentacles is juggling between head and heart. So there's something about this situation that doesn't feel logically practical to you, and that is what you are struggling with kind of all year. Because you've got a lot of emotional fulfillment cards here throughout this. So this person triggers you in your heart. This is somebody that your heart wants. But you are saying to yourself, is this the best move practically, logically? Does this make sense logically? And there's part of you that says no, it doesn't. And yet, the reason that I feel like this has been drawn out for the whole year is because of that fight between head and heart for you. You know, and again, this Devil card up here, when you were in deep thought about this, after this meeting, which looks like in March, you know, you're looking at, you're going to have a tendency to look at this person's negative qualities. You know, asking yourself, is this person any different? And I feel like you saw that they were. And it's like you want more proof, and there's no proof to have. So let's see what Spirit says here. I'm taking the bottom card from each deck. Justice. Knight of Swords. So what this tells me that Spirit's telling you is that, you know, as soon as you allow your heart to lead you, there will be justice in this situation. And justice is a card of contracts, marriage, divorce, business contracts, or card of balance. This is also the card of Libra. So as soon as you align with what your heart wants, which to me feels very clear here, but as soon as you align with your heart, this is going to happen extremely fast. It's like there will be no blocks as soon as you decide what it is that your heart wants. And this might involve some type of break in a contract or a divorce in order to have that. That could be what is, you know, keeping you on the fence. Like, do I really want to do that? Do I really want to disrupt my life? But that's up to you. You know, I mean, that's where we're at. That's what I see in the cards here. And it feels like Spirit is saying, as soon as you wrap yourself around what your heart wants, things move very quickly. But I don't feel like, And what's strange is that I don't feel like there's a bad decision here. Like, I feel like the reason I feel like it's challenging for you is that you're not in a bad situation now. And that's what's making it difficult. It's like you're considering moving from either great to good or good to great. You know what I mean? That's why it's a difficult decision. All right. That's what I have for you, Virgo. I hope it resonated, and I will talk to you next week. All right. Bye-bye.